Hi, I'm going to do my vlog now. I'm going to show you what I've been doing this week, and I am not familiar how to use my phone. Like, just because I do does not mean I know how to. So what I wanted to show you was I wanted to show you what I've been working on with this frame. Remember, I was like doing a lot of sanding and stuff. So let's look at the frame. Remember, it was black, and I had painted over a gold leaf frame. Now remember, don't get mad at me, it was not a super high-end frame and high-end gold leaf. So what I did was I painted it black with acrylic. You know, I did it a few years ago, so I wasn't super smart about it. You know, I learn better, I do better. I should have used other things. It was a little too heavy and too solid a black for that painting that I'm going to put in it. And so then what I did was, remember, I was using sandpaper and I was going over the edges and I was going over the corner ornaments to kind of knock off the top. What was happening was, because I was sanding it with sandpaper, it really was going all the way down to the clay, the red paint underneath the gold leaf. And I found that too contrasty. So then what I did was I used rub and buff. I'm sure you guys know these things. This is rub and buff, and it's very it dries almost immediately. So I was using this, see this. You can use paper towel, but I didn't want to get it on my finger, so I was using these gloves. And at first I used the antique gold. I thought possibly because it was maybe seemed a little darker, but when I put it down, it came out a little too green, too brassy. So then I put this on top of it. So it's probably you can't tell, but I now see a little bit of both. There's the teensiest bit of red, there's the teensiest bit of the black, there's a teensiest bit of the green, and the more redder, warmer gold. I think it looks okay. Then on top of that, you're gonna laugh, I put rotten stone. So let's put this here. It's not the easiest to find. You can find this stuff at metal leafing websites. I found this at an art store. It's just a generic art store I found on the web. And it was for the best price. I think it was about $13. I'll find the art store and put it below. And what that is, it's kind of like an ashy powder. And what it does is it knocks down, and you can see how that powder gets into the crevices. So it creates more of a softer look. The gold isn't as shiny because, when you put that rub and buff, it can be pretty shiny. I need this frame to hang next to that frame in a show. And this was done professionally. So you can see how they've used multiple layers of different kinds of distressing and antiquing. And I need to have my other frame not look really cheap. So that has been something I've been working on. I put it on this table and I've been, sanding it, and I doing the rotten stone, putting it on with a brush. So I put my rotten stone on with that big bristle brush, and then I used a very soft brush, this sort of pom-pom brush. You see how there's a little bit of dust still in there, and I just kind of went like this, doop, 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 doop. Now I'm going to have to spray it with some kind of like a acrylic spray, probably something you would put on a drawing or anything that you need to seal. Okay, that's what I've been doing. Also, I have been working on these 3 paintings, a little bit on and off. Those 2 over there, and then this one. Oh gosh. Yesterday it was really hard for me to get to my studio. It was really, really, really hard. And I needed a change. So from the last video, if you remember, I had that big rolling table over here. This stuff was underneath my table. I moved it over here. Now, I'm not one of those people that are constantly moving their studio or constantly changing things, but I knew yesterday I needed a change. I needed something. Plus, the other day, maybe stressed out painting so much. I remember I used to have my palette on that white table and I had it up on these sort of blocks. Well, my neck was really hurting. So now my palette is higher because this table is higher and I could put everything on here. It's kind of something I've always wanted to do, but I was too lazy. I kind of liked my table over there. So honestly, I felt, okay, maybe feng shui. I need a change. I have my monitor on my right side. I always use my monitor on my left side. Oh, and I have my light above. But the issue is when I stand here, you see how I get a little bit of a shadow? So today I'm going to have to rig my light so that the light is more to the right and I don't cast a shadow. It's, getting the perfect studio. See how it's on that kind of arm? You have to rig it. I have to hook it up to something so it stays over here. Also, because of where my easel is, I see the lights coming through, so I've been kind of taping up fabric. The fabric that I taped yesterday fell. Anyways, so this is where I sit, and I take my notes, and I look at my painting. This is where I take a lot of my breaks. I have to do something over here now. Do I move my tables over here? Do I move my couch over there? I'm not exactly sure what to do. Yeah, sometimes you just, when you feel stagnant and things are kind of slowing down productively, I talk to a lot of people when I mentor them about art. How do we change it up? What are the games we have to play with ourselves? I like to, especially towards the end of paintings, I like to take notes. I like to really think about it and feel like I'm an engineer and go, okay, I don't want to just spin and just keep doing the same thing over and over again. I have deadlines and I feel like I have consequences because I have deadlines. I know that I'm going to have to stand next to my paintings and it's intimidating. It's scary because paintings for me are slow. They're a very slow process. And so I knew today I wanted to share with you about, kind of what my week has been like, share with you why I changed it over here. I'll let you know if it works out. I'll let you know if I stay here. I had to even rig up my pad because I have this huge carpet on the floor and I had to, see, I'm like, I have to learn how to use my tripod with my phone better. And also, I know that as I learn, I have to, some of the videos were a little bit low resolution. It's because, I don't know what I'm doing. So just, oh gosh. These are the paintings I'm still working on. That one on the floor, that one on the chair. I'm starting to get a little bit nervous because the deadline is coming. I forced myself to come to the studio though. I forced myself to just say, okay, Susan, just go for a couple hours. If I can like a few strokes, that's the issue when you are painting and you feel like you're doing a lot of problem solving is, can I do a few strokes that I'm going to be happy with, that I'm not going to change, that I'm going to come back tomorrow and be like, okay, cool. It's moving in the right direction. So the first thing I have to do is I have to rig up my light because I need more light over here on my table. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to sit here. I sit on this chair a lot of times, and this couch, and I look at my paintings from here and I visualize. I say, okay, start to paint not with fear, but start to paint with confidence and see before I put the brushstroke down. So that's really important, is not, it's being more aware of why you're choosing a brush stroke. So that's my day. I just wanted to show you guys the frame, and I laugh because I feel like I have worked so long on this frame, and I don't know if it's worth it, time management, all that, but I want to use frames I already have. I'll probably video a tiny bit later just to let you guys know how I rigged it up and, you know, let you in on the process, let you see how, you know, it's the funniness of like all the things we deal with every day. But I'll be back. It takes me about a good 10-15 minutes every time I come to the studio to lay out new paint, to kind of clean up the piles that were on my palette already, put new mineral spirits out, Gamsol, odorless mineral spirit, odorless mineral spirits. I have to wear a visor. I got used to wearing a visor a long time ago, but my ceilings are low. This is not, and I mean, I like my studio a lot, but it's not the perfect studio. So the mere fact of me moving my stuff over here, I had to deal with that lighting because I don't want to put a shadow on my palette, and my palette is shiny. So it's gonna get a lot of glare and stuff no matter what, you know. But you make do and you kind of like figure it out. So I'm gonna mix up some pre-mixed piles, and I kind of like to have pre-mixed piles just so that convenience, but I have to think about first what I'm gonna do to this painting. What are the few strokes that I need to do? I also have this painting over here. Now this was a demo I did in Scottsdale, and it was a demo that I didn't really plan to do much with, but what I am gonna do is I'm going to film a video, and it's gonna be for the Oil Painters of America, where they have these like live streams, and so I'm gonna film myself working on this. Like a lot of things that Scott and I do is that we have paintings, primarily paintings you've done from life, where for whatever reason, time constraints or stuff, you know, it is what it is. And there's like this painting, I probably wouldn't have done much to it, but for this, I thought, what a challenge is to think about how would I work on the background, how would I up it to create something that maybe I might sell, instead of just like a little sketch that would stay in my studio forever. So that's something that I'm thinking about, and I'm playing with the image in Photoshop. How do you use Photoshop as a tool, like as a graphics tool to kind of change backgrounds, to kind of work with colors. So this is something I'm going to do in the next couple of weeks. But today I'm going to work on this sepia painting. So my painting is it's kind of reminiscent of an old photo. And I am working from a black and white photograph. I tend to work from a black and white photograph in general, just because I feel that values are my biggest issues. I'm not going to show a close-up of the painting yet. I definitely will post it and probably write when I'm framing it, I will talk more about it and show you guys. My goal today is to only add strokes that help. Hmm, isn't that, I mean, I love that saying. Okay, I don't want to add strokes that don't help. That seems obvious. But, so it takes much more thinking, much more concentration. And I'm procrastinating. I'm talking about it instead of doing it. But mix my paint, mix a few piles, really, really think about what it needs. A lot of times, especially when you're working with a lot of darks, you do have to retouch it. So I take it outside and I'll do little light retouches. And because your darks tend to get darker and more cloudy and matted, and you don't really know what's going on, and you might tend to paint over it when you don't need to. Um, I feel like I need to do something up here. Where usually towards the end of my paintings, I'm thinking, where can I make some strokes that are juicy and thick and leave them instead of smoothing them out, instead of worrying about drawing and literalness, meaning having it look exactly like a photograph. How do I change it up? Where are the strokes? And a lot of times it's in the lights, kind of making that thicker so the light actually hits the strokes. And sometimes it can be, where can I do a big stroke? So maybe back here, I will use a bigger brush, because it's fun to have big strokes, middle strokes, and small strokes. And that is the kind of the art portion. Towards the end, you stop looking at the photograph actually. So you forget about what the photo looks like and you're thinking only about the painting. And you might have to change a lot of stuff to fix it. I mean, it's kind of like a sacrificing, a queen in chess. You sacrifice something. So sometimes I might have actually painted out. Maybe there's a section in your painting that you have literally painted out for a while and you like it, but you have to sacrifice it at the end. You have to put a wash over it. You have to change it because as a whole, it's distracting. And that's what I'm going to do today. I listen to podcasts, I listen to books on tape. I like to listen to stories a lot of times when I paint. There are a few times when I really have to concentrate and I I need to be in the zone and I might just be complete silent. Music, I find is too emotional. Depending on the kind of music, is it upbeat, slow, sad? Songs might only last 4 minutes, or I feel that I either listen to words or silence. Music to me, when I'm painting like this, is too much. It wells up in me too much. Um, I only listen to music when I'm painting in a group with artist friends. All right, I think this is the vlog for today, and I'm hoping to get better each time. So um, in the beginning, there's lots of mistakes. I wanted to show you some bloopers, but I swear too much. I actually don't swear in normal life, really. But when something's not going right, I tend to and I go, I can't really show that. I can't show that. That's not nice. So I'll get better and better each time, and I'll learn how to use my camera better. Thanks for sticking with me. And each week I'm just going to show different aspects of Scott's and my studio and what we're dealing with in between instructional videos, because we both do edited long form instructional videos on our Patreon page. And we teach, in person, we teach online. Those are a little bit more focused. This is just sort of like freeform, what's going on in my life this week, and you see I'm a little scattered. And I feel like I have a pressure on me to finish stuff and be proud of them. Okay, bye-bye. Thanks for joining me. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye. Hi, I'm at my friend Donna's beautiful home, and I wanted to show you guys just how someone can use art on walls. She has this beautiful gallery of paintings that she has kind of bought from trips and travels, and it's a great way to, kind of hang artwork. It's a lovely room. I kind of wanted to show you guys different ways to do a studio. Now, she built this a few years ago. This is this is the door to her bedroom, so she gets to wake up and see this beautiful room every day. And some great things that you can do is you see how she has bought old architectural stuff. These are like just posts from old houses. And this is an old door. Now, Donna, you had somebody make this for you, right? And then you had someone do these drawers for you. It's the most lovely table, and she put this sort of thick glass on top. So you can see it's just a beautiful old door that she uses as a giant table, which I think every studio needs a giant table. She has shelving and paintings on the wall, and I want you guys to see, oh, let me do the other way, her ceiling, putting skylights in, making these beautiful beams, wrapped beams, and also having lighting in different parts. So she has lighting on different switches, which is great for studios. And so where she's working over here, you see that there is those daylight fluorescents above where she's working. And then she also gets window light from behind her. And this is her patio garden. So she has French doors that lead out. And she uses these beams that she's gotten from, probably antique stores and all these sort of great places, and uses them even outside. I just think it's fun to see people's studios. And let me see, I'm going to play with my thing. It's very charming, very warm. Now she's painted a sort of light gray on her walls, which is a nice neutral color. You can even, how she's used some brackets for her shelving. I told her when she did this studio, she has to have a seating area. We were just sitting in here having tea. She has presents and things she's gathered on trips, beautiful fabrics. It's very important that you want to be in your studio, because it has to be a place that you want to go to and stay at, because when you're painting and you're frustrated, you don't want to leave it. You want to stay in there and have rest. She has a little fridge down there, and she has a little wash-up station. She has a funny, I was teasing her, she has some funny little dolls that are creepy. It's great. This is like a heating and air conditioner unit, which are perfect now because it doesn't take up space. A concrete floor, which is great for paint. She just has these sort of floor cloths and rugs. This is a space you want to go in. Windows and lighting and ceiling fans. A charming, perfect place to create art.